Hello guys, Barbjon here, and today we're going for the Austrian Grand Prix. The Austrian Grand Prix is held at Spielberg. Uh, rather, I didn't know before F1, but now I do know because of the Austrian Grand Prix. Also, the Austrian Grand Prix in 2020 and in 2021, I believe. I'm not. Well, in 2021 it was 100%, and I don't know in 2020, but it had two races: the Austrian and the Styrian Grand Prix. Now we're going to do the Austrian Grand Prix as the Styrian and the Austrian. They're the same but different names. And in both of them races in 2021, Max Verstappen won them both, if I remember correctly. And because this is a weekend where we change our drivers, or well, hire drivers or renew the contract. Our Mick Schumacher didn't want to renew his contract. He wasn't happy for any reason, for some reason. I don't know why. Well, maybe because our car is bad, but that's not a thing. Our points doesn't say that our car is bad. Our car is bad on paper, but I don't think that we are this bad, or maybe I'm just a good driver and I need to up my AI. But I don't know. Oscar Piastri declines our approach, so next up I want to try for maybe someone from F2, but from someone from F2 he'll have no experience, he'll be a bit slower, and I think you know what I mean and whatnot. Lance Stroll, I don't want him, nor do I want Yuki much, but I think he's the best option for now, and Yuki declines our approach as well, which is really something bad. Nicholas Levy, I don't want him in my team. I don't want any Canadian in my team as they are right now. Maybe Villeneuve, he is Canadian. If he was in the game, I would love to have him. But I just can't. The drivers from F2, as I said, they're all inexperienced. Their focus is really good, but not for now. For now their focus is good, because as they get into F1 they just lose focus and do badly. But this is what we're gonna try and do. We're gonna try and remain the driver with as much focus as we can, but we just can't do that. I'm looking for the upper chair. I think he's good, he has great focus, not that slow, and he accepts our approach. Of course, he's an F2 driver, he'd love to make that move on to F1, which is the low risk, and we move on. And we have signed the upper chair into our team. Now we're gonna renew our sponsors and advance into the timeline, but not now. We're going to go first into the R&D chart to see what we can do or not. In the other side we have many things to do. In the south side we have done everything that we can except the brakes. The brakes are the only thing that we can't do right now, and we are advancing right now in the timeline. We have an upgrade done for the south side of things, and we go further up ahead on paper, but on paper we're not good, but in actual pace I think that we're okay. We're around the midfield. Bit hard to score points, but we can. Now durability have spec 0, which is something phenomenal. I haven't done a single upgrade in durability, which is I think why. Well, we don't have many failures, but the components do wear out a bit quick. I think that in 5 races or maybe even less I have to change them, so maybe I'll need to do some. Looking to something in the personnel, maybe for the focus. Maybe I don't remember what I did. This was quite a long time ago, maybe a month. I don't really play the game, but here we go for the qualifying on the Grand Prix, for the Austrian Grand Prix at Spielberg. I had a pause, sorry, but qualifying, we are having a sprint race here as well, which determines our start position for the race, but the starting position for the sprint race is determined by the qualifying, and that's what we're doing right now. First and second lap are done in Q1, and we get through into Q2 quite easily. We are in P9 as of now. Now, where we are going to be in Q2, I do not know. Hopefully, we'll make it into Q3, and Theo Poche starts the season good. Well, his career good as he is right now 12th. He gets into Q2 better than, well, Mick Schumacher bit was not that good in my team, but we're now into Q2. Lando Norris sets the fast lap. We set a lap of P7, and we do now our second lap time, and in the end we are in P9 once again. Well, one time ninth, 7 time ninth. I predict that we are going to be ninth again, because that's how it happens most of the times. And Theo Poche is 16th. He starts 16th for the race, for the sprint race, and we will be starting somewhere in the top 10. But we're in the top 10. We will now see. I think that we're going to start in P9, but we're now going for my first lap time, and we are last of everyone, 5th out of 5th. And now we are 10th. We set a lap time, our second lap time, and in the end we are 9th, as I said and predicted. Hopefully in the sprint race we can make some of the positions up and score points. In the sprint race only the top 8 score points, which is a bit illogical for me, because, well, it's 150 kilometers if I'm correct in the race, in real life, so 75 in here because we have on 50%. 75 kilometers, well, let me say 150 as is in real life, is not a lot for F1. You did quite quickly. But now let's go into the sprint race and see where we're going to be lined up for tomorrow's race.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Hamilton, Perez, Zhou, the owner driver and Yuki Tsunoda, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Alex Albon and Ocon, Bottas, Théo Pourchaire, Felipe Drugovich and Nicholas Latifi, Schwartzman, Stroll, Gasly and Oscar Piastri. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
So we're here in P9, no penalties for anyone further up ahead. It is going to be a no stop on the medium tire, and we are going to change the tire. Well, not the tire. I'm going to try maybe to something weird, because if I'm correct, in one sprint race it turned out that a pit stop was quicker. So I don't know, but we removed some fuel. Well, no, I don't think we moved. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't see. But we're now going in for the formation lap. As we go, we're starting in 9th, behind Zhou and ahead of Tsunoda. And as we're going down into the end of the formation lap, 300 meters, I just want to have some fun and decide to do a 360. We may not be able to do flicks in F123. I think we'll be able, but not as efficiently as in F122 because of the throttle input. And we get a purple, so that means that we are good in our slot. Hopefully have a good start as well. Rest of the grid is lining up right now, and they have lined up. And so, as they have lined up, we go for the 5 red lights, and we are on the way for the Austrian Grand Prix. And we have a nice start, not a bad one, but not a great one either. We're having Joe ahead of us. 12 laps we have of the sprint race. We go wide onto the escape road, and in the end we lose the position that we gained in turn 1. We're now going on to turn 3, the hairpin, the infamous hairpin. That a lot of drivers make moves and switchbacks, and I am going to try a switchback in the race, and maybe in the sprint race as well. And for now we are in P8. Ahead of us is Sergio Checo Perez in 7th place, and behind us is Lewis Hamilton. Bit weird of them to see both of them in place like this, especially Perez was in the Red Bull. Hamilton may be in the Mercedes, not that good in this year, in 2022. 2023 they're a bit better for as of now. They have upgrades, but we still don't know how they are, because Imola Grand Prix got cancelled because of a flood in the city. And as going on to lap number 2, we are in P8. Lando Norris is in the lead of the race, which is a bit weird. But now George Russell actually wins the race. Hamilton remains behind us, and Zhou ahead of us. Perez actually overtook Zhou for 5th place, and we finished in 7th. Now it was quite a boring race, but it is what it is. And now let's just go to the race and finish with this weekend and see if maybe we get some points.
Welcome from the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Sergio Perez, the owner driver, Hamilton, Magnussen, Tsunoda, and Alex Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Nicholas Latifi, and Oscar Piastri, Drugovich, Joe, Lance Stroll, and Valtteri Bottas, Teo Pourchaire, Schwartzman, Ricciardo, and Max Verstappen completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, so here you are, quite a weird strategy, but this is what is it. Mark, I've still got a Jeff in my head after a year, but Mark says that this is the fastest stint, the fastest strategy, but I don't think this is real, because safety cars will be a thing, and I'm 100% sure, because this is Austria, the AI can't go into the pit lane. I think everyone forgot about how the AI behaves when going into the pit lane, as I almost lose it in the formation lap.
Conditions look stable at the moment, no rain currently expected.
So no rain expected, as Jeff says. Hopefully no rain comes, because Mark, I have forgotten that it is Mark, because Mark is a bit stupid and I would rather have Jeff. Bring back Jeff. So, as I did my little commentary over Mark and Jeff, as things like changed, because I actually restarted the session because I got a bit distracted by my mother, and because my mother passed in front of the screen. But enough talking right now. We start the race. We have a mediocre start as we lose, as we maintain position with Perez and Tsunoda. We are in P7 as we're going now into P3, T3, sorry. And Magnussen makes rear brace into T3, and we get some floor damage into turn 3 on lap number 1. It is, so we're going to have the damage in all the race. So hopefully it won't do any long bit, because I didn't see any color difference right in there, so it could have been just a glitch. But now behind Perez, going into turn number 3, will we go for a dive? Yes, we will. I didn't quite want to go for it, but I think Perez braked a bit early there. But it is what it is. We do get a warning for colliding with Perez, but Magnussen makes rear brace going on turn number 4, a big braking zone in here, but we do make it, and Perez is the last of the 3. Now it's us against Magnussen, where we end up in the 3-place fight, and we end up in 1st place. Us, Magnussen and Perez in 8th place. And this is only lap number 3, so who knows what will happen in the rest of the race. But I am 100% sure that there will be a safety car. But the question is, when will it be and when shall we pit? Because we want to pit under the safety car, because we don't want to lose much time, and we're going from lap number 5 to 6. So Checo Perez goes to the inside on the turn 1. He goes ahead, but we do the switchback and get the lead of us both. But Perez will have the DRS and will try to go for a move on the turn number 3. He will try to go for the switchback again, but it was not quite it. I kind of boarded it because he was too much ahead, and didn't quite work out as Max Verstappen sets the fast lap of the race. Now on to turn number 4, taking it nice and cleanly, slow and steady is fast. And now lap number 8, we have Magnussen on our tail. As we're going into turn number 3, Magnussen wants to do a move, and we want to do a switch back, but we lock up and give the place to Magnussen quite freely. And now Albon is behind us on 9th place, and we are in 8th, so points still on the board. Theo Pourchaire goes into the pits, and we have some serious damage. And not only that, but we want to pit, and yellow flags, and the safety car is out. Perez gets stuck, and Lando Norris has bitched it on the curb. So Lando Norris will be disqualified. Perez lost a place, and we do something quite dangerous right there, because we really wanted that place, but in the end it paid out. So we're alright. This pit lane entry is really weird, especially in the game. Maybe if it was just this part right here, because it is too long, it takes too much time, and is the reason for many safety cars, especially in the game. And we almost passed the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, and this tells me that it is the Ferrari are bad in the game as well. But at lap number 14 on to 15, we are off the safety car and back into green flag racing. But there won't be much things to happen in this lap, because Hamilton and Leclerc will be fighting. They will be slow, and hopefully we will do something, but no more pit stop for us, because we're on the hards. We'll try to go to the end of the race. And Leclerc is successful on overtaking Hamilton, and Hamilton is now ahead of us in 4th place. There could be a chance for a podium, but there isn't. As we're going on to lap 36, George Russell takes the race to win for Mercedes, and we are in 5th place, solid 10 points. And not only 10 points, but even more, because we got points, I think a singular point from the sprint race, so 11 points in total. That's a great sum of points.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Austria, and a truly magnificent drive to hang on and take the win. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on track was: speed. I know it sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So this was the race. I hope you enjoyed the race. While I enjoyed racing, during the race. It was quite a nice race for me. George Russell took the win and Ferrari have a 2-3, which is really nice for them. We do the team miles and we are still quite low level, but we get 12 points in total, which is really good. Hopefully we'll get some other points in all races as well. We are 9th in the drivers and 5th in the constructors. 5th is really good for us. We were, I think, 7th, 8th or 9th, one of those places, I think 7th or 9th. And even if you were 7th, it's going to be great from 7th to 5th. But this was basically the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, if you did enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you at Hungary. Well, no, for Belgium. Hungary something happened and I couldn't record the race. I'm really sorry for that, but see you at Belgium for the next race. Bye bye.